Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is kind of change the way that you receive notes in class, the way that you receive the lecture notes, okay? And one of the things I'm going to have you do in this particular chapter is I'm actually going to have you watch all the things that I would normally do in class as a video. And you're going to watch those videos outside of class. And as you watch those videos outside of class, you're going to take notes over them. And then the whole idea behind this, and I'm going to explain this as we go, is that the homework that you normally get assigned at home or to take outside of class, that is going to be done in class. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of a flip-flop here as far as changing the way the classes are done. Okay, so what I want you to do is open your notebook. And this would be your notes notebook. Open your notes notebook. Okay, and in your notes notebook, what I want you to do is write on a brand new page, Unit 8, and then I want you to write VodCast 9-0, and then I want you to write Introduction to Watching VodCasts. And every time you watch a VodCast, that is going to be the heading that you put on the top of your page. So every time you take a page, okay, you're going to say, okay, well, once I have Unit 8, I won't need to redo that, okay? So every time you have a new VodCast that you're watching, you're going to write VodCast 9-0, okay, Intro to Vodcasting, okay? And you'll just write that out. And then the next time you come across the Vodcast, you'll take notes here, you'll have all kinds of notes. And then your next time you come across the Vodcast, you're going to write Vodcast 9-1, okay? So you won't write this now, but this is what you're going to do the next time you do it. You'll write Vodcast 9-1, and then you'll write the title of that Vodcast. So every time you watch a Vodcast, that's going to be what you do. That way, I can actually go to your notes and see, okay, you've watched this one, and this one, and this is where you should be. Okay? So, taking notes then in this new format, okay, what you're going to do is basically take notes exactly like you would as I were giving them, because the notes are going to be coming from me. The only difference is you won't see me standing there, you'll just see me writing on the smartboard. Okay? And all chapter notes must be in your notebook. Okay? And I will always check these in class. Okay? It's actually something that I will walk around and see where you're at working wise, and I will check your notebooks. It's something that I'm actually going to check off. Okay? And then you're going to take a chapter test, but in order for you to take that test, you actually have to have all the notes in your notebook. If you don't have all the notes in your notebook, I will not allow you to take the test until you go and watch all the podcasts and get all the notes in your notebook. The other issue is all worksheets must be completed. Okay? So things that I actually want you to write down in your notebook right now is, I want you to write this in your notebook. Chapter notes must be in your notebook. And then I want you to write this. All worksheets must be completed. Okay? The whole idea here is that we are going to try a concept called mastery learning. Go ahead and write that word down, those two words, mastery learning. Okay, the idea behind this concept is that you are going to learn a concept to mastery levels. Okay, so to shorten this up, I don't want you to write everything down, but write down that you are going to learn a concept to mastery levels. And what this is going to do from my perspective is you're no longer going to be able to just get by with learning as little as possible, okay, or learning just as much as you need to pass the test. You're going to have to learn a lot more, okay? Now, the nice thing about this format, and I want you to write this down, is that in this format, you will be allowed to work at your own pace. So, if you are a very fast student and you pick up on something 2 seconds after I say it, and then the next 20 minutes of my lecture is just really boring to you, then you're going to be able to work ahead. If you are a student who needs every single example and even a few more examples, then you are going to need to, this will allow you to work at your own pace. So it's going to allow everyone to work at your own pace. There is one cravat here, and that cravat is that there are still deadlines, okay? So you're not going to be allowed to work as slow as you want, okay? But you can work as fast as you want. So there is a limit to how slow you actually can be, okay? Grading on this is actually going to be on multiple levels, okay? If you do not meet deadlines, okay, your grade will be determined by that. Meeting deadlines, okay, pretty much guarantees that you're going to get an A or a B, okay? So you can write this down. Meeting deadlines pretty much guarantees that you're going to be an A or a B. Not meeting deadlines, and I want you to write that down, pretty much guarantees an F. Now, how do you know what the deadlines are? The first day of every week, whether it's a Monday or a Tuesday or whatever, I will tell you what Friday's deadline is. And they will adjust periodically, okay? And I will sometimes maybe expect people to do more than they can, and then I'll adjust it. Sometimes I might say, well, I really underestimated that, and I'll adjust it and make you do more, okay? So for right now, those deadlines are floating, but you will know what the deadlines are at the beginning of every week, okay? And here's the thing. There are no real in-between grades, okay? Yes, you can get a D, but it's going to be very hard. You're either going to be an A or a B or an F. C's and D's, okay, those are going to kind of work their way out. I kind of know how they'll happen, but they're only really going to happen is if you stop meeting deadlines, okay? And then this is going to be something that's hard for your parents, and it's going to be something that's hard for you, but I'm only going to add grades to the grade book on Friday, and that's going to be a difficult issue, okay, because those grades are only going to get added every Friday. Now, so what happens in class? Well, in class, you are always working at your own pace. There will never be a day that you do not have to do work, okay? So you can expect when you come to chemistry class, you have work to do. You will never come in here and say, well, we're not doing anything. And the nice thing about this is, even if I'm gone, you will know exactly what you personally have to do. You cannot just sit there, okay? If you are ahead in work, what that will ultimately do for you is decrease anything you have to do at home. So if you are diligent with your 45 to 50 minutes of class time that we have, you will really decrease what you have to do at home. In fact, you may never have to do chemistry at home for the rest of the year. If you are behind, then you are going to have to do a lot more work at home, okay? And your homework will actually increase because you have to get caught up, okay? So how much homework you have really is going to depend on what you do. So the expectations that I have is that you will watch the videos of the lectures at home, okay? I want you to put that down. Put down expectations. Okay? You are going to watch the videos at home. Okay? These will require very little effort other than watching and taking notes. Okay? That's about it. Okay? And that's why, okay, that's what I want to have happen at home. So instead of going home and looking at a worksheet and having no idea how to do it, okay, now you can just watch the video at home, take the notes, okay, which is what you would normally do in class. And then the expectation is, and then I want you to write this down, okay, the worksheets will then be done in class. And the whole idea behind that is I can actually help you when you have questions. Or you can just work at your own pace, get it done, call me over, check it off, we're good to go. Okay? And then the reading of the chapter assignments. You're still going to have to read your book. Those can be done at home because it doesn't take a lot of work to read a chapter assignment at home. And do the reading guide at home because you should be able to find all of that work at home. Or if you're ahead, it's something you can do in class. Okay? So, and again, it all depends on your pacing and what you need to do. Now, to keep your homework at somewhat of a minimum, okay, the videos will be anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes long, depending on the topic. And you should not have to go home every single night and watch a video. But you will probably have to watch a video 2 to 3 nights a week, okay, or maybe one on the weekend. And it's kind of a technology issue, I guess, to say. I try not to make the videos more than 25 minutes long, just because then they are harder for me to produce and things like that. So to reduce the video length, okay, I may separate some longer topics into 2 videos. But what this is also going to allow me to do is truncate topics as well. So longer topics I can put into shorter video clips. The end result of this is that this is going to be a mastery exercise. Okay? And what that means, and I need you to write this down in your notes. So you have this. You will not move on to the next test until you have passed a test with 75% or above. And up to this point, I know at the beginning of this year, I kind of said that, and I really haven't followed through with it. Okay, it's not going to be excused anymore. Okay, if you have a 74%, you retake the test. Okay, but before you retake the test, we're going to go over the things that you didn't understand as well. Okay? And so hopefully we can get that back up to a 75%. This will not be excused. Write that down in your notes. It will not be excused. Okay, so what happens if I'm not very excited about this lesson idea and I don't want to do it? Well, the bottom line is this is the way I'm going to teach for the next 2 chapters for sure. Okay? So if you fail to complete the assigned units, okay, and we're at midterm or quarter, if this is working and I go to the quarter, then you have a failing grade. Write this down. Okay? Write that down. I want that in everybody's notebook. If you fail to complete the assigned units, okay, you will have a failing grade until the work is completed. Okay? If you fail to complete the assigned units by the end of the year, you fail the entire semester. Okay? Well, if it's June 2nd, I think that's the day we're out this year, and you still have 2 units to complete, if you want, you can fail the semester and come back next year, or you can work into June and get them done. Okay? So if you want to work, continue to work and get them done, you can get them done, but you will get them done. So that should go in your notes as well. Okay, so let's say you slack off in class, bother others, don't get your work done. Then at midterm, you are 1 unit behind. At midterm, I don't turn in an incomplete, I turn in a failing grade. Because that's what you're doing, is you're failing to meet adequate progress, so you will fail, okay? Now let's say it's the end of the quarter and you're 2 units behind, okay? You are given a failing grade. Okay, now, we can go into the 4th quarter and you can get those 2 units done, and then I will give you a grade for the 3rd quarter, okay? But you will have a failing grade until that's completed. And it does not matter what you have accomplished, it only matters what needs to be accomplished. So it doesn't matter that you have 3 of 4 units completed. So let's say in this 3rd quarter we complete 4 units. You have 3 of them done and you have A's on all 3 of those. You don't have that 4th one done, you have an F. So what if you're ahead? Great, that's what I want. Okay, you don't get any bonus points, you don't get any extra points, you don't get anything extra. What you probably get is no homework. So that's your benefit of being ahead. So the bottom line here, this is what we're going to do. Okay, you will watch the lectures at home. I want you to go ahead and write that down. You will do worksheets in class. Go ahead and write that down. This is where I can help you if you have questions. Okay, well, what if I get done with a worksheet in class and my next thing is to watch a video? Well, there's 10 minutes in class. You will go and you will watch the video. You will start watching the video. Okay, if you get a worksheet done, okay, you do not just sit there. Okay, and you definitely will not bother other people. Okay, you will be able to start watching another video, or you can start reading the assigned sections, and you don't have to necessarily do things in order. So let's say I'm done with a worksheet, but I have 10 minutes in class. My next thing on my list of things to do is to actually watch a video. Well, if you go down a little further and you're supposed to read an assignment for that video, maybe you can spend the last 10 minutes reading that assignment. Okay? But I guarantee you are not going to sit in class and do nothing. Okay? We will all work until the bell. And that will be one of the key things, is that we are going to work to the bell. Go ahead and write that down, because you will work to the bell each and every day. So that's kind of the basic premise of where we're going to go.